Great news, my friend. The Biden administration will review thousands of deportation cases permitting certain immigrants back in the U.S. In this video, I'll talk about the latest in immigration news. Bijoux Ngwanda here, immigration lawyer in the DC metropolitan area. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you're not new, welcome back. Thank you for subscribing, and please don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. If you enjoy the content, please go ahead and share, like, and don't forget to comment below what's going on in the immigration news. Really, what's going on is something is happening behind the scenes, and there's not much publicity about it, but something is really going on, and it is really good. And I'm going to go right into it. What are they really doing? Okay, what they're doing is they are developing a system and pretty much a process that will allow a lot of people who were previously deported under the Trump administration to present their case. And then ICE will evaluate their case and decide whether that deportation was pretty much unjust. And then it will allow certain people to come back. And once this process really gets into play, what's going to happen is more than 900,000 cases, okay, will be reviewed, and more than 900,000 people will actually come back to the U.S. Those were people who were previously deported under the Trump administration. But guess what? Certain people are not waiting for the process to come to its end, because some people have already started to ask ICE to review their case, and then ICE is reviewing cases too on their own without waiting for the entire government process to come to its end. So that's what I want to talk about. So who is the priority? When it comes to who actually is priority when it comes to this process, we have military families and veterans. Okay, if somebody from the military family or somebody who's a veteran, one person was deported, that person will be able to actually apply for humanitarian parole and try to see whether ICE will actually grant them that, and then they can come back. And we have young immigrants who were previously deported under Trump because DACA, remember under Trump, I believe in 2017, DACA, nobody could have renewed DACA. And certain people couldn't actually even apply for DACA. And it was so hard, and certain young people find themselves into removal proceedings, and unfortunately some of them too were previously deported, so they're actually outside of the US because DACA ended. But remember, when Biden came back, he came back again with this DACA program that was revived. Now those people are actually seeking permission to enter because they were under DACA and DACA ended and they couldn't apply or renew DACA. It was really hard, and they find themselves deported in removal proceedings and later on deported. Those are the people too that are like second in priority when it comes to this process of reopening cases or reviewing deportation cases. And then we have the third category of people. Those are people, they claim that they were fighting for their removal, and they were deported based on retaliation and based on the fact that they were publicly protesting immigration policies under Trump, and they got deported in retaliation. That's not how it works. So you can't just deport somebody based on retaliation. And that's really against like freedom of speech. So, and those are the people too, they're under the third category when it comes to priority. Okay, and then we have the last priority or the last category when it comes to ICE, reopening cases currently, because currently they're really doing it without like the major process, like where everybody's gonna just apply, because the government hasn't come up with that orderly process. But ICE is on their own reopening cases, and some people are not waiting for that process. As I said before, they're just applying on their own too. So those are the people who can show strong ties with the US, and then they can show that they were severely harmed by deportation of a parent or a breadwinner. So what can you possibly do if you find yourself among those 4 categories that I just listed? Because what's happening is that the government is really going to come with a process where everybody can just apply, and then ICE will evaluate the case based on the merit, right, of the case. But in the meantime, what's happening is like people are just requesting humanitarian parole, and just on their own, because they have heard about this information, and they're just trying to request humanitarian parole based on the information that they heard that ICE is reviewing cases, okay, deportation cases, and they're filing for Form 131 and 134, that's permission to travel. You know, basically parole is permission to enter, bypassing the visa process. So that's what certain people have chosen to do. Are they successful? Yes, some of them are successful, especially in the military families category, and then under the young immigrant who were previously deported because they couldn't, they were excluded from DACA. And then we have people who were fighting the removal proceedings, and they claimed that they were deported based on retaliation. So basically, because they were protesting publicly immigration policies under Trump, and then people who, the last category of people, that's basically what this article is all about, is about this guy who actually wanted, his wife left voluntarily after staying in the US for 2 decades, and then the guy thought that if his wife leave like that, then he would be, the wife would be able to re-enter. But unfortunately, it was not, even though the application was denied, even though he was able to prove extreme hardship because one of his child had cancer and he was going to cancer treatment. But unfortunately, he got denied. But now he's reapplying again for humanitarian parole, and based on the same argument, and hopefully he's gonna get it because of this news. Okay, this is a recent news that came up. I read about it two days ago, but I wanted to make my own research before I come here with it, right? But anyway, what's happening again, as a recap, what's happening is that ICE is actually reviewing cases for people who were previously deported under Trump. So case by case basis, and there's no publicity because there's no clear path for people to follow in submitting their cases. But ICE is doing it on its own, and some people are just based on the news, they're doing it on their own too, submitting their claim to ICE, and hopefully ICE will look at their claim. It's a matter of luck, it's a matter of argument. If you need a consultation, please call my office to 2751-2180. Email on display, consultation fees apply. Until next time, bye-bye.